Why do you keep walking back into the same pain? Why do the faces change, but the story feels the same? Why do you find yourself in different relationships, different jobs, different situations, yet the ending always echoes what came before? It's not fate. It's not bad luck. It's not that you're doomed. It's something far more subtle, far more haunting, a psychological loop written deep inside you that keeps pulling you back toward the familiar, even when the familiar hurts. This loop has a name. Freud called it the compulsion to repeat. And if you look closely at your life, you'll see it everywhere. You meet someone new, and you swear this time it will be different, yet you end up in the same toxic dynamics. You get a new chance, a new opportunity, and you sabotage it in ways you promised yourself you wouldn't. You react with rage or collapse with shame over things that shouldn't matter so much. And afterward, you ask yourself, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep repeating the same pain? The truth is, repetition is not an accident. It is the nervous system's way of dragging you back to the scene of the original wound. Not because it wants to hurt you, but because it wants to resolve what was never resolved. A child who was abandoned grows into an adult who unconsciously chooses partners that abandon them too. Why? Because somewhere deep inside there is a hope. Maybe this time the story will end differently. A child who was criticized and shamed grows into an adult who puts themselves in situations where judgment is constant. Why? Because part of them longs to finally hear what they never did. You are enough. The compulsion is not about comfort. It's about unfinished business. But here's the cruel paradox. The more you repeat, the more you reinforce the wound. The child in you doesn't heal. He just keeps dragging you back to the crime scene, hoping one day, somehow, someone will rewrite the ending. Think of your nervous system like a broken record. It plays the same track, over and over. Rejection, betrayal, failure, shame. And because it's all you know, it feels like home. This is the trap of familiarity. The brain prefers the familiar, even if it's painful, over the unknown, because the unknown feels dangerous. So you keep choosing the same door, even when you know there's fire behind it. And you tell yourself this time will be different. But it's not, because you didn't change the record, you just replayed it. That's why some people always end up with controlling partners, no matter how many times they leave. It's why some people always lose jobs at the moment they're about to succeed. It's why some people destroy good things before they can last. From the outside, it looks like failure, weakness, bad luck. On the inside, it's survival. It's the body and mind saying, let's go back to the wound. Maybe this time we'll win. But the truth is, you can't win a battle by fighting it the same way. You can't heal a wound by reopening it. Repetition doesn't heal. It only deepens the scar. Carl Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. That's exactly what repetition is. The unconscious directing your choices. The shadow steering the ship. You think you're choosing, but really, the choice has already been made, written by the patterns you haven't faced. So how do you break the cycle? The first step is awareness. To stop saying, why does this always happen to me? And start asking, what part of me is pulling me back here? When someone irritates you more than they should, ask, what part of myself am I seeing in them? When you feel an attraction so powerful it feels fated, ask, does this person remind me of someone I lost, someone who hurt me, someone I'm still trying to fix? When you sabotage an opportunity, ask, what part of me believes I don't deserve this? Who taught me that? Patterns are not curses. They are messages. Each repetition is your unconscious whispering. This is where it hurts. This is what still needs to be healed. The second step is courage. Because to stop repeating the past, you must stop running from it. The child in you who was abandoned, you must face their loneliness, sit with it, and say, you were not unworthy, you were just unloved by the wrong people. The child in you who was shamed, you must let them cry, let them rage, and say, you were never too much, you were human. The child in you who keeps searching for rescue, you must tell them, I am here now, and I will not leave. This is not easy work, because repetition is addictive, pain is magnetic, trauma feels like destiny. To turn away from it is to walk into the unknown, and the unknown terrifies the nervous system. But the unknown is also where healing lives. It is the one place the wound cannot follow you. Breaking the repetition doesn't mean you'll never feel the pull again. It means you'll recognize it for what it is, a ghost, not a guide, a memory, not a map. The next time you feel drawn to someone who feels eerily familiar, pause. Ask yourself, do they remind me of love, or do they remind me of pain? The next time you're about to sabotage yourself, stop. Ask, whose voice am I hearing in my head? Is it really mine? Or is it the echo of someone who once made me feel small? Every pause, every breath, every moment of awareness rewrites the record, one track at a time. And here is the truth. You are not cursed. You are not broken. You are not doomed to repeat forever. The repetition was never your punishment. It was your teacher. It kept showing you the wound until you were strong enough to face it. And now you are. Because real freedom does not come from changing partners or changing jobs or changing cities. It comes from changing the story inside you. It comes from facing the child who drags you back to the wound and saying, we don't need to go there anymore. We are safe now. We are free now. The pain repeats itself until it teaches you what you refused to learn. But once you learn, the pattern dissolves. Once you face it, the compulsion breaks, and what felt like fate becomes choice. So ask yourself, what am I repeating? What story am I reliving? What wound am I still trying to heal by bleeding again? Because the cycle will continue until you choose to end it. And the moment you choose, truly choose, the repetition loses its power. You are not condemned to keep repeating the same pain. You are being invited to break it. And when you do, you won't just end the cycle. You'll step into a life that isn't controlled by the past, but created by your present. Not fate, not repetition, but choice.